Hi, it's Ian Campbell from I Run Far. I'm with Rory Bosio, the 2014 Lavaredo Ultra Trail winner. Rory, hi. How are you doing?
I am doing very well.
You're looking pretty good after a nice hard race.
Yeah, it was a butt kicker for sure, but totally worth it.
Okay, and then you had a bit of a ding-dong battle with Francesca. I saw as we were going through the first aid station, you two guys were pretty close together.
Yeah, we kind of leapfrogged a little bit all day.
Okay, did you feel any pressure from Francesca, or were you just running your own race?
No, I was running my own race, and I even asked my crew not to update me on, like, my crew member was going to tell me when I got to Trecime, which is, how far that is? 50?
48.
48, yeah. He's like, you're almost, and I said, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I did want to know once I got to, like, 20 kilometers left to go, because I just had this sense that she was nipping at my heels, but she's a great person. When we kept passing each other, it was all just like, how are you doing? Do you need anything? And encouraging each other to go catch the boys. So.
Because you were basically in the lead pretty much most of the time, and Francesca was
I was in the lead till about, I want to say like 30 kilometers, somewhere around.
You had a bit of a bad spot.
Yeah, and she was on a climb, and I felt pretty good going into that climb, and I was excited for it because I liked the climb, right. Kind of power hike. And she blew by me. Like, she looked so fresh, and she's an incredible climber. She was running up while I was hiking, and then after that, I just I had a really hard night for a few hours there. It was kind of touch and go for me, and once the sun came up, I was fine.
Because I remember you at one of the aid stations during the night, you were saying that you were getting a headache, and it's probably related to your head torch.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably a combination of factors. I was worried that it was starting to feel like a migraine or something. Okay. Like, I just wasn't feeling good, and the head torches are pretty heavy, and I maybe had it on a little too tight, which wasn't helping. So I took some ibuprofen, which I know is like good, don't do that at home. But I took it with a bunch of water, and then that, I think, in combination with slowing down, and then finally being able to get my headlamp off at Trecime. Right. Kind of.
Because I thought the daybreak was quite early, actually. It was about 4:45.
It was. After Trecime, I didn't need a headlamp anymore.
Yeah, sure.
Which was nice, and then being up there, it's just the most spectacular. It's like one of the prettiest places I've ever been, and the sunrise was just absolutely beautiful, and it just kind of like reinvigorated me, and I finally felt like this is, because it's a mixed bag that it starts at 11 o'clock at night, because we miss a lot of the scenery here, which I had seen that part. I had previewed the course a little bit last week, so I was able to see some of it. But so you're just kind of in this like tunnel, when it's dark out, and finally when the sun comes up, it's like, okay,
and actually there's some really spectacular scenery, isn't it?
Yeah, especially Trecime. It's just one of the most incredible. It was almost magical feelings. Yeah. So it was really cool.
And at what point did you feel like you had the race under control?
At the descent down from Trecime, it's kind of this long, not
you still got about 2 or 3 climbs off there as well, though.
Oh, you got it's more than 2 or 3.
Well, yeah.
It's like what you Europeans call like not a climb. For me, is like unrelenting, and the course profile is a little misleading. It's like something that looks so small is like a kilometer straight up. But after the descent into Trecime, I finally felt like I was getting my legs and kind of getting that flow feeling. And then unfortunately there's the very long flat section when you get to the bottom there. It's about 6 or 7 kilometers, and it's just pancake flat, which I don't like. I don't do mentally well with that. It's kind of hard to keep your pace up. And all these men were just like blowing by me, and I tried to kind of tail them.
All these men, you came 18th overall. I mean,
I don't know at that point though. I felt like I was getting bogged down. But then after that flat section, finally it just kind of goes back to the more typical up down, which I like, because I mentally can tell myself, okay, we've got to climb, like push to the top of this climb, and then I use the downhill as kind of a break a little bit. So, I mean, from that point on, there were no more flats. So out of 119 kilometers, there's about 7 flat kilometers, so I shouldn't complain.
That's not bad in a race of that distance.
Yeah.
And you're using this as a precursor to UTMB?
That's what I thought originally, but
no?
I mean, it was just a great experience all on its own. I think it'll definitely, running over here definitely helps prepare, like any type of preparation for for UTMB running in these mountains over here because I can't get to where I live. I mean, I live in Tahoe, so I do have great mountains, but the elevation change isn't as dramatic there as it is here. So anytime
is that you would describe the difference in terms of the profile?
Yeah, and it's also actually running here in the Dolomites is one of the more technical races I've done compared to. It's more technical than UTMB, I would say for sure.
You think? Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think so. Especially the last 50 kilometers is pretty brutal.
So with the weather conditions you've had this weekend, which have been really, really good, how do you think? I mean, if it's completely different, and you had the snow and the rain.
Yeah, snow would probably be okay. Rain for the last 50 kilometers would have been a nightmare because it's very technical, very rocky. I mean, there were some sections, like the last 10-kilometer drop into town, it's like this tiny little cow path. It's really steep and rooty, and since it had been wet out like a couple days before, things were still muddy and slick, and I was getting passed by all these racers who were doing the Cortina Trail, the shorter, the shorter trail. All these men. At first, I didn't realize. I was like, how come all these men are passing me, and they look so fresh? And then I finally figured out. So for me, it was like a mud slip and slide at some points, and I just had to walk down some of it because I always worry about face plant.
Well, you smashed the course record by quite a long way, 1.5 hours.
I didn't know what it was before,
well, the course record's 15:58 by Francesca, actually, who came in second. And then Katia Fori came in third place, just beating the Brazilian lady. That's an amazing feat.
It was. I think the competition was good. I definitely think Francesca and I kind of used each other as rabbits a little bit and spurred each other on, and I definitely felt like for the last 50 kilometers she was nipping at my heels, so I couldn't really relax. Definitely just had to kind of keep going, and the distance is interesting. The 119, 120 kilometers, I've never raced that distance before, and it's like a 50 miler, I feel like you can kind of go all out and kind of push it. 100 miler or 160 kilometers, it's you can take it a little bit more mellow pace. This distance is the kind of in between, so it's almost more difficult because you can't really relax as much as you can in the longer races. So it was challenging.
And so what do you have now next between? You've got 2 months before UTMB. What's your training plan, and have you got any races in between that? No,
I won't do any races. I'm gonna come back over. I'm very fortunate. I get to come back over to the Alps, to Chamonix. And hopefully back over here to the Dolomites, my new love. And just get to play in the mountains. I don't really do training plans. I kind of have a roadmap in my idea of what I like to, roadmap in my head of what I like to do, but I like to just go out and play in the mountains all day.
So that's going to be a separate trip to your UTMB trip, or is that going to be like you're going to spend 6 weeks?
I'm going to go home for a couple of weeks and work, and then come back over mid-July and just stay in Chamonix and maybe do some road trips out here.
It's a very nice part of the world to be. So.
Yeah, I would never leave if I didn't.
Okay, Rory, congratulations on a spectacular win.
Thank you for all the coverage.
Ironfar
is great. Everybody should really support it. They do the best race coverage. So thank you
very much.
Yeah,
okay, thanks.
Ciao.